You say I am a king. So Jesus responds to Pilate when Pilate presses him on the question of his kingship. Then you are a king? Asks Pilate. You say I am a king. So Jesus admonishes Pilate with this half affirmation at best, because he knows the kind of king that Pilate has in mind, the beastly kind, the prophet Daniel's tyrant of 10 horns who rules by the lie that might makes right, the kind of king whose reign begins and ends steeped in others' blood. As Jesus stands before Pilate, he stands ready to shed his own blood for a different kind of reign. He's not Pilate's kind of king at all. The church's choice of this gospel passage to mark the solemnity of Christ the King invites us to solemn reflection. We would do well to heed Jesus' admonishment ourselves, for too many times in Christian history we've made Pilate's mistake. When Christians marched under the banners of the Crusades, they marched under a false flag. When the Inquisition bled its opponents with the blade, they sought truth with a lie. And today, in this age of anxiety, do we not now face ourselves the temptation to hitch ourselves to a leader, to any leader who seemingly has the strength to save, or to any technology, any power, any means at all, whatsoever the cost, no matter the cost, so long as it seemingly helps us through the terrible now? The solemnity of Christ the King confronts us with that temptation towards worldly strength and power and glory. And for that very reason, we can and we must celebrate it to nourish our hope and our resistance. For there is strength to save here. A different kind of strength. It's the kind of strength that the poor know in their extremity, and that St. Oscar Romero discovered for himself when he fell in love with the poor and with the gospel. There's a scene in the movie Romero that captures the moment of his discovery. You are a liar, Raul Juliá's, Romero says to the dictator's face. You are a liar. And so he realizes the truth. The power that oppresses depends on lies, most especially the lie that it is absolute. It is not absolute. Try as it might, it cannot make right, and so it cannot last. It falls, it ends in self-contradiction. Whereas Jesus, who reigns, stands before Pilate, strong in the everlasting truth of the reign of God, the truth for which he came into the world. And by his own blood he testifies that God's dominion extends over life and death and knows no contradiction. And so Jesus goes willingly to his death, knowing that God saves. I am the Alpha and the Omega, God says in the book of Revelations. God has made the world firm, not to be moved, we ourselves proclaim with the psalmist. Dare we believe it? Dare we believe what we truly celebrate today, and so draw the strength to walk in Jesus' footsteps and stand with all of those who speak truth to power.